Most people don't hate mornings. They hate how mornings feel. The alarm goes off, the body feels crushed, the brain is foggy, and every cell seems to resist moving. So people assume waking up early is unnatural, painful, and only possible for disciplined people. In this video, you're going to understand why waking up early feels so brutal for most people, why forcing yourself only makes it worse, and how to wake up early without feeling like death. The first thing to understand is that your alarm clock does not wake you up. Hormones do. Cortisol, melatonin, and body temperature decide how alert or dead you feel in the morning. When these systems are out of sync, waking up early feels like dragging yourself out of anesthesia. Most people try to wake up early without fixing when and how they sleep. That's like trying to drive fast with the handbrake on. If your body is still in deep sleep when the alarm rings, waking up will always feel awful. This grogginess is not laziness. It's called sleep inertia, and it happens when you interrupt the wrong sleep stage. Sleep happens in cycles. Each cycle has light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. When you wake up in deep sleep, your brain is not ready to be conscious. Blood flow to decision-making areas is low, reaction time is slow, and everything feels heavy. When you wake up near the end of a cycle, alertness feels natural. This is why sometimes you wake up feeling fine even with less sleep, and other times you feel destroyed after more sleep. The mistake people make is constantly changing their wake-up time. Sleeping in on weekends feels good in the moment, but it destroys consistency. The brain loves predictability. When wake-up time is stable, the brain starts preparing for it in advance. Hormones rise before the alarm. Body temperature increases. Waking up becomes smoother. When timing changes daily, the brain stays confused. Another reason mornings feel terrible is the snooze button. Snoozing restarts sleep cycles that you don't have time to complete. Each snooze drags you back into sleep and yanks you out again. This fragments the brain's transition into wakefulness and multiplies grogginess. Waking up once is uncomfortable for a moment, snoozing makes it miserable for an hour. Light is one of the strongest signals your brain responds to. Darkness tells the brain it's still night. Bright light tells it the day has started. When you wake up in a dark room and stay there, melatonin stays high. Your brain thinks something is wrong. Exposure to light soon after waking tells your nervous system to shift gears. Another overlooked factor is what happens immediately after waking. If the first thing you do is lie in bed, scroll, or mentally complain, you train your brain to associate mornings with discomfort. The brain learns patterns quickly. Small movement breaks that pattern. You don't need intense exercise. Even standing up, stretching, or walking a few steps signals that the body is awake. Hydration plays a subtle but important role. Overnight, your body loses water through breathing. Mild dehydration increases fatigue and brain fog. Drinking water after waking helps restore circulation and alertness. It's a small signal, but mornings are built on signals. Evening behavior determines morning pain more than people realize. Screens late at night delay melatonin release. Mental stimulation keeps the brain alert. Heavy meals close to bedtime interfere with recovery. All of this pushes deep sleep later into the night. When you wake up early, you cut into the most restorative sleep. That's why mornings hurt. Another hidden factor is mental resistance. When you expect waking up to be horrible, your brain prepares for stress. Stress hormones spike sharply instead of gradually. This creates anxiety, irritation, and dread instead of alertness. Calm, predictable routines reduce this response. When mornings feel familiar, the brain stops panicking. Sleep debt also matters. You cannot consistently sleep too little and expect early mornings to feel good. The goal is not to sleep less. The goal is to align sleep so that waking early doesn't interrupt recovery. When sleep is efficient, fewer hours can feel better than more hours of poor sleep. Consistency is the most powerful tool here. Waking up at the same time every day trains your circadian rhythm faster than sleeping in. Within a week, hormone release adjusts. The body learns when to wake. What feels painful at first becomes neutral, then easy. Another mistake people make is trying to become a morning person overnight. The body adapts gradually. Shifting wake up time slowly allows the nervous system to recalibrate without shock. Aggressive changes increase resistance. The goal is not to love mornings. The goal is to stop suffering through them. When waking up no longer feels like punishment, mornings become usable. Energy stabilizes, focus improves. You stop negotiating with your alarm clock. Eventually, waking up early stops being a battle of discipline. It becomes automatic. The body wakes before the alarm, the mind feels clearer. The day starts without chaos. That is how people wake up early without feeling like death. Not by forcing motivation, but by aligning biology, environment, and habit. When the system works, effort disappears. And once effort disappears, early mornings stop being impressive, they become normal.